right. Oh, gotta do one more shot before 9 o'clock. Ha! So hard. Well, hello everyone. So this is the continuing journey of me trying to learn and bring this piece back, which is the Tchaikovsky Variations on a Rococo theme. I'm doing the last movement, and it's specifically this bottom line. Oh, it's a nasty one. Oh boy. Starts right there on the last two notes of the line prior, and boy, it just takes off. You'll notice it's in this crazy little clef in tenor clef, and then suddenly, after about, I don't know, 10 notes or so, it says, oh, we're just going to keep going. See that treble clef right there? Oh boy. And so, what you have to do is you have to find a note over here, and I have to use my thumb way down in this position. Then I'm going to just slide up. This is an E. I'm going to G sharp. And I have to find this E over here, so it's a weird one. Then I'm going to go up here with my thumb and hold it down. Then I'm going to use my first finger. And then. And you know what's really crazy about this passage? There are only 3 notes. There's only an E, a G sharp, and a B on that entire line. But it goes all over the cello. And someday, some of you will play this piece. It looks crazy. Need to work on it a little bit more myself. So, how's your day? I'm so glad to have you all out today. Let's get tuned and we'll get started. Everybody go. Oh, if you want a really clean sound to hear my A, just mute your microphone. Good. Now we're going to go for, everybody's got a good A in there. Good, and now D. G. Ooh, somebody's got a really high G. That's fun. Yeah, try it. We'll fix it. We'll get it fixed. And now C. Great. Who had the really high G? Raise your hand. Oh, yeah. Okay. Will you play yours? Yeah. Good. Now take your little. Do you have a fine tuner down here? Do you have a little spinny thing down here?
What does it look like?
Okay, it may not look like yours, but does it have a fine tuner that you can twist? Yeah, let me see. Oh yes, you do. Great. So take that and spin it out like two turns or so, like you're opening up the peanut butter jar. Oh, I'm sorry, Nutella jar. Okay, and we're just turning that around. And then what you want to do is, you've just turned it like twice, then take the string and sort of pull it. Yeah, pull it like a bow and arrow towards the C string. Just because it's pretty bendable. Okay, what that'll do is that'll pull it over. Now let's see what your G, and everybody can learn from this trick. If you're a little bit too high, let's hear how your G sounds now. Ooh, still too high. Oh, and it's about the same. So see if is your fine tuner tuned out all the way?
I don't know.
Huh? Yeah, it'll be on the G. So second from the bottom. And just maybe turn it like a bunch. Still hasn't adjusted. Let's see. Oh, can you pull on? Can you pull a little harder on the string? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want. Okay, now pluck it and see what happens. Hmm. Maybe you're at the bottom of the tuning. So then you want to go for the high stakes one. So it's generally this one up here. It's the higher on the right hand side, closer to you. It's the one that'll poke in your ear. Okay, yeah. And it's the further one up. And just loosen it a little bit, and then pluck. And twist it like from your perspective, like a clock to unwind it slightly. There you go, good. Now twist it back and try and push it in. This is high stakes tuning. Yeah, put yourselves all in gallery view so you can see what's happening here.
Sorry, this thing is really old.
Yeah, that's fine. Good. Now twist it back up like counterclockwise, back up towards. And what you want to do is try and maybe push the cello towards your knee, and then press in. What I like to do is I like to think of I'm turning it in while I'm pressing in as well. Getting closer. Keep going. Boom. Oh, getting closer still. Good. Now stay right there. Will it hold? Will it hold right there? Good.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna drop. Like it's just gonna stay on that G, on that note. Yes. Now use your fine tuner down here and screw it in until you match this pitch. Keep going. Keep screwing it in. Be sure that you're screwing in this one, not the lowest one, but the second one in. For the G. Great. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, now since we have such a large class, see if you can keep screwing it in until you reach that G, or open up your tuner on your phone or on some kind of a device, and see if you can get it locked in. Can you mute your, while we work on some other things, can you mute your microphone while we work on some other things?
Yes. Let's see.
Awesome. Hey, good job on that. That's how everybody tunes. Basically, sometimes you get to the bottom of the tuner and it's no longer pushing in which case you kind of have to lower the string a little bit. Sometimes a string is high, and they don't generally get high unless some other note has dropped and is low. There's only so much pressure on the wood, and it's really quite flexible. So whenever you have a note that is high, check for any notes that are actually low, because the cello will move when one string is lower, and it will make another string higher by pressing that string tighter when one string drops out. Some of you have perhaps experienced that, where you have a low C and you haven't checked and you're wondering why your D is so sharp, and that is because the C has unwound. Okay, so check those notes, and that's like one of the tricks. Is like you want to do an aerial view whenever one note is high. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get some.
Excellent. Yeah. Just, yeah. Cool. So now, if everybody's tuned up, let's just do a double check for those people who just came in. Here's my C. Here is my G. Here is my D. And here's my A. All right. So here's yeah. And everybody's take your time on that. Now, one thing we haven't really worked on so much, and this is really handy if you can see yourself as well as me, is that you'll notice that I make sure that my bridge is visible from the video, which requires that I'm about 5 feet. I'm a social distance away from the video, or almost a social distance. So that'll become a unit, I think, over time. And so what we want to do is we want you want to be able to see your bridge so that when your bow goes across, it is perpendicular to the string. Now you'll notice that my bow sort of points down a little bit. And that is because I'm sitting up straight and the cello bends to me. So whenever I have to go off angle like this, my bow is necessarily going to be perpendicular and follow the angle of the cello. If it were sitting straight up, if the cello were exactly straight, the bow would be perpendicular to the ground as well. But since I am the more important person, the more important entity, the cello is secondary, I push the cello out to the side, and then I play with the bow feeling like it's slightly down. Okay? And in order to get that, from my eye perspective, it has to look like it's at quite an angle, because it kind of is. If I were to make it straight to my eyes, the bow would sit like this, and then I'm no longer perpendicular to the string, and it makes a kind of a not such a good sound. It sort of makes it a wispy kind of sound. And the same thing happens here if I'm at an angle like this. Okay? So notice how the sound just kind of went away a little bit. So let's bring this back and make sure that we all have what is crazily a bow that feels like it's pointing down towards, say, the lower corner of your room. That's great. Now when we go over to the G, it won't necessarily be pointing down to the bottom of the room, but it will feel like it's pointing away from you. Like an arrow pointing sort of at a diagonal to you. And then I'm going to go down to the G. Hi there. Hi there, Rochelle, Selena, and family. Did you get yourself tuned? Okay. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah. Oh, good. You got a device. Excellent. Okay. So now when I'm at the C string, it's also going to be pointing up and slightly out from my perspective. And here is my angle if my bow is perpendicular to my eyes. That looks crazy, huh? But nevertheless, that looks right to me. And it will look right to you until you look in the mirror and go, oh, wait a second, I need to put it over here. Yeah, so it will definitely feel like your bridge side is closer to the, the frog side is closer to you, and that the point and the tip is further out and getting further as you do an up bow. Okay? Now, here's the trick. I used to have to go find one of those bathroom mirrors when I was a kid, learning how to play. It's the only way I could really see myself. And one on the door, and I remember when you could start to get those things for like $5 and pin it up on the door, and it was like a totally amazing thing because I could actually see what I was doing. But now you have all these devices and video conferencing, you can see what you're doing as well. Can you make the bow do all of this while pointing down, like anything you want it to do? For instance, let me just share a screen and go find, I'm going to find this file first. It's the Bowing exercise from, Muller-Roche book 3. All right, there we go, zoom. All right, I'm going to share this screen, and we're going to do this rhythm, and we're going to try and keep the bowing exactly even. Here's the share. Okay, and I'm going to pop this into a nice view here. I like getting as many people as I can into this little screen. Come on, something like that. Okay, so we can see some music, and right over here, and we're going to also then see each other. All right. And we're going to do 2 different bowings, and we're going to both point out. And let's take a look over at this legato connected bowing over here. You can turn on your microphones so that so we can all hear each other and play with each other. What I have is Just play along with what you hear me to be playing. Oh, we might have to turn off the mic. I don't know how it'll work. We'll see. But we want this bowing to be straight with the. Yeah. And just play along with me. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it like 20 times. 20 times. Now let's go down and play this on the G string. It's basically the same thing, except we're going to play it just down on the open G. On the straight. Good. Now the rhythm I'm choosing for this is this rhythm, which means that there are 3/16 notes hidden inside of this note. And the tie is different from a slur. What it does is it says all of these notes are one note. Okay, that's what a tie does. And so whenever you see a tie like over a bar or in a weird place, it just means that that note is long. When we're looking at this one, this tie means that that note is that note. They are completely the same. Okay, so let's try this on the C. Okay, we're going to start on open C. It's the most satisfying note to play on the cello, I think. And. Good. All right. So now let's do a few of these little exercises, and we're going to play this one twice with the repeat over here and go over. All right. And watch out for it's to switch. It's going to go from E to G. This is first finger and third finger over here. Okay. Everybody can see it? All right. Here we go. Ready? And. Now. Bum, 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 bum. Repeat. Great. Okay. Now let's go to 349, this one over here, and we're going to go all the way up to A. Okay. Each note is going to change bowing, and then we'll change the note in the middle of the slur, and then we'll change the bowing, then we'll change the note, then we'll change the bowing. Here we go. Ready? And. Repeat. Jump, bum, 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 bum. All right. Now we're going to take that, we're going to add one level of difficulty, and we are going to play each note changing and changing pitch. Okay? So each note is going to change pitch, and the bowing is going to go by 2 notes. Okay? So let me just demonstrate. Okay, we're going to go up to A on this one twice, but check this out. We're going to go all the way up D major, okay? And I just want to make sure that everybody gets the rhythm just right. Bum, 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 bum. And I'll tell you, people get hung up on this, even in professional auditions, where the rhythm isn't quite as exact as the player isn't playing it quite as exact, and you can tell a good musician because that rhythm will be exactly on. Let's do this number 350. I'm going to start over here. Ready, 2, 3, 4. Repeat. now I'm going to very quickly just do, if you want to make a screenshot of this, here is the screen. Which one are we doing? This one. Yes. Okay. Feel free to make a screenshot of this. Make it nice and big. That's what we just worked on. All right. That way you can work on it on your own and get that all set. Excellent. Now let's do just a little bit of, since we're on the function of the bow. What I would like to do is where are we on Zoom yet? Okay. Got to make sure I've got the right app, and then okay. Hi everybody. So glad. I love to see it when parents pop in. Yo yo. Hey there. All right. So next on the docket is. What I'd like to do is a little bit of Battuto bowing, bouncy bows. Okay? Now, a Battuto bowing is where it hits and it bounces up and you catch it. Okay? I don't care what string you use, but I'd like you to try Battuto. It means beaten or struck. There you go. This is the bowing that you do when you're like saying, "Oh yeah, I'm practicing. Sure, I'm practicing." While you got some like TikTok video up or something. Now we can do two. And what I'm doing is I'm just letting it do a double bounce. If you accidentally do three, it's no big deal. If you accidentally do one, there I did three accidentally. Yeah. Now try it. Try that Battuto right here at the frog. Doesn't bounce at all, right? But you will get more bounce as you get out and less control. Okay, so the midpoint of control versus bounce is on sort of a line, right? And if it depends on how quickly and how bouncy you want to have it. For instance, if I'm going to play it, say sort of like orchestra Mozart class, I might do something like this, very close to the frog. Everybody try that. Now notice my balance point is right here, and so I'm playing inside of the balance point. Okay? And that makes a very warm kind of bouncy sound. I have to use a lot of my hand to make it happen. Go ahead and try it. Now, as I go out to the balance point, I find it's better for faster tempi. And then as I get out here, then that is where the bowing allows me to play really quickly. And we have a middle French bowing called sautiller. And that's mostly wrist and fingers. And it comes from this kind of motion. Can you get a staccato to go this fast? And then gradually speed up to that fast. Yeah. And it all comes from this same thing. So just investigate the bounciness, the natural bounciness of your bow. You can play it on any notes. Yeah. Cool. So next on this is I would like to take a look. Oh yes, I want to take a look at the big scale. Those of you who are let's see here, Klingle. Yes, there we go. And here is, we'll work backwards a little bit. Excuse me. I'm going to share this screen, and here we go. So let me move this out of the way. Make a slightly different shape. There we go. Try to get as many of you as possible in here. And we're going to go with this crazy arpeggio. Okay? Now we've got E flats. We're in C minor. We're going to have an E flat 2, a low 1 over here, E flat, and then a low 2 up here. And so let's do this note by note. We're going to start right here. We have the low C. Now E flat is going to be with my second finger, and I'm going to put it down in first position. Low. And you want to definitely match this kind of pitch right here. Then we're going to go to open G, then regular C, fourth finger. Now, take your first finger and point it towards your ear. Ready? Now we're going to go over and put it down on the D string. La. Everybody try that? Good. Now we're going to go to fourth finger G. All right. Now here's the fun part for you advanced players. Take your elbow and wiggle it like this. All right, now we're going to lift up, and we're going to put our thumb down on this C right here. Go ahead and try it. You can't make a mistake. It's fine. And I'm playing specifically this note. This is a C in tenor clef. Excuse me. This C in tenor clef is the same as the C you would see right here. Okay, so this note and this note are the same, and they are both thumbs. Ready? And now wave to me. There we go. Now we're going to do a low 2 E flat. And now we're going to do a thumb G. You can wave, shake all those fingers out. And now third finger. Now, when I put my third finger down, my thumb is still there, same as the second finger. Okay, my thumb is still hanging out. The other fingers don't necessarily need to be down, but they can rest. Good job. I hear some good C's. Now let's go back down. Now we're going to do E flat, low 2. Good. G, C. Thumb. Now let's take our arm and wiggle it, and we're going to slide down. We're going to play that G. Now take your first finger and point it towards your ear. E flat. And C. Open G. E flat. And C. Good. All right. So now, for those of you more advanced players who are like, oh, I got this. I got this, Mr. Hawkins. No problem. By the way, you can call me Mr. Hawkins or Bradley. It doesn't really matter. Let's play a little faster. We're going to go this fast. Bum, 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 bum. And we're going to start right here. We're going to end up right here. No repeat. Here we go. 3, and... Shifting up. Good job. Let's go speed it up a little faster. Ready? We'll go bum. See, bum, 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 bum. Ready? This so this fast. Ready? Go and. Good. Now we're going to fit it into the tempo, or we're going to fit it into the groups of threes that we have. So they are triplets. So we need to go. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see if anybody can keep up. Ready? 1 and 2 and Ooh, I played a B flat there. One more time. Ready? Go and Good. And just for fun, we can do it one time slower and separate. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ready? 2, 3. Good. Oh, always try to provide something a little tricky and a little hard in each class, and something a little easy in each class, and so that everybody can sort of be nourished. And that's that. You got your vegetables. All right. So next on the docket is, let me make this thing. Let me size this thing up and go over to C minor, which is the space key. What's that?
Sorry, I have to go.
Oh, okay. Take care. And I'll close off in just a few minutes myself. So here is C minor, okay? And we want to play this C minor, and tell you what, this might be a good situation where, well, we'll see. An improvisational aspect to this C minor. Ah, yes. So in the Alicia Keys song Underdog that we did earlier in the week, all of these notes fit into that song, okay? And you could just play exactly this scale, backwards and forwards, and play all the notes in this scale, both lowered and raised, along with the YouTube video from Underdog. And one of the great etudes and studies that jazz players have is just to play a scale over a chord, so that you're just playing it evenly, and you're finding all the notes that fit and some of the notes that don't fit, and you can just sort of build on that. So if you look up YouTube Underdog Alicia Keys, we'll try it out tomorrow, and we will tie in this scale. So let's all play it. We'll play it about this fast. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. Watch out for our first weird notes are going to be E flat, which is right here. It's way low, which we just played. And also then E flat here. And it's going to be kind of a low fourth finger, fourth position. First finger, but fourth position. And it's just kind of like, I'd say about half an inch lower than the E natural, okay? So as you can see, my finger is just sort of moving just a little bit back to get the E flat. Here we go, ready? We're going to start right here on the C. And now D, E flat, F4, G open, A1, E3, C4, D open, E flat 1, F2, G4, A open, B1, C2, D4. Here we go, E flat 1. Yeah, let's test that one a little bit, make sure everybody's got it. It'll be up towards the body of the instrument, and your thumb will probably be sitting right in here. That was my little pause for E flat. Then F2, then G4, A1, B2, C3, E flat 2, A flat 1, G2, F1. Now we're going into third position, E flat 2, D1. Now here's the hard part. We're going to go over to the D string, fourth finger. Good job. B flat 2. A flat 1. G4. F2. E flat 1. D open. C4. B flat 2. Now reach back for A flat pointed towards your ear. There you go. Open. F4. E flat 2. D1. And C open. And I'm curious to see if anybody can play it quickly for tomorrow. This is Friday will be our last day of C minor. And I wonder if we could, if somebody could play it like... what is my scale? Yeah, work on it today. See if you can get it fast. And then if you can play it fast, it's even more fun to play over the Alicia Keys song. Okay, so make that your goal for the day. If you're going to spend some time playing along with YouTube videos, Alicia Keys Underdog, C minor. Try out the arpeggios. Try out bouncing the notes with the Battuto, and then try out some of your dotted rhythms, so you can get those kinds of things working in. So now you got some skills. Okay, so let me bring this back. Oops. Here we go. There we go. So review, underdog, C minor, play around with a bunch of things. Play around with playing scales over, so you can find where all the good notes are and where all the bad notes are. There's generally only one bad note per chord. And so you're more likely to hit something that sounds really nice as opposed to something that sounds really bad. So have fun with that. And I'll see you all tomorrow. All right. Bye, everybody.